What's going on? Welcome to another day of mobility. Let's start by finding a nice comfy spot on your mat. Allow yourself to settle in to a nice relaxing headspace. Take some attention to your breath. And start by just noticing your breath. Don't try to change it. Just follow that sensation of that breath as it enters your body and works its way out. And we'll slowly start to massage that breath into a nice relaxing rhythm. Generally, when we slow that breath down, it helps slow our body down, slow our mind down, and allow us to heal. Let's take a few breaths with some intention of just breathing out any stress, any anxiety, any tension. Just let it all go. Breathe it out and let it float away. And let's aim to direct that air deep. Feel that belly expand as the air comes in. And just let all that tension float away as you breathe it out. And take a few seconds, scan through your body. Just imagine all that tension just deflating and let your body getting nice and passive, soft, and relaxed. One more breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. And we'll start our attention on the left hip flexor today. Let's go face down on your mat and place that lacrosse ball around the crease of your hip. And start with a quick search. Small change in position and angle here can make a big difference in how this feels. So do a quick experiment. Feel out what is tense in that area, what needs some attention, some tension relief. And then settle in. Play around with how you're addressing that tension. Does your body need some rolling today? Does it just need static pressure? Are we able to get into some deep tissue? And to get deep, we just lean in a little deeper. You can just lift parts of your body off the mat to direct more of that pressure in around that lacrosse ball area. Just allow yourself to settle in to the right stimulus. We don't want pain. We just want pressure release. Let's take one more breath here. Take your time sighing out that breath. And we'll switch to the right side. Let's pan through this right hip flexor area. Start by panning around that whole area. Feel out what needs attention today. You can experiment with how we're leaning on that ball, whether we're leaning directly on it or angling off slightly. We can roll, we can hang out statically. These are all options that work. Just feel out what your body needs. This is your routine today. So let's feel out what your specific needs are. And once you're there, settle back to your breath. Mentally go to your happy place. Allow that breath to calm your mind. Allow your mind to calm your body. With each passing breath, challenge yourself to get a little more passive. One muscle at a time, just let as many of them go to sleep as you can. There are some muscles we need to hold the position. If any of those muscles we don't need, just let them go. Let's take one more breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. And we'll move back to the left side, this time on the TFL. So your TFL is right next to your hip flexor, sits along the outside of your hip, right around the crease of the hip. And if you're not in tune with the anatomy, the terminology, don't stress. Just find yourself in the general area and pay attention to how your body's responding as you address that area. Nice relaxed headspace. Relax through your face, your head, your neck. Just allow yourself to sink a little deeper in that state of relaxation throughout your whole body. And whenever we can, circling back to the rhythm of your breath. Maintain that nice shape of breath that helps you find calm and peace, and lets you enjoy the routine today. Let's take one more long, slow, deep, relaxing breath here. Take your time sighing out that breath, and we'll switch to the right side. Start by panning through this right side TFL. Search for what needs attention here. Again, a small change in position can really change how this feels. So start with that search. Once you've found your exact area, center yourself back in your breath. Nice relaxing rhythm. Good quality deep breaths. Directing that air deep into that belly. And as you breathe out that air, just imagine breathing out any negativity, stress, anxiety, and just let it float away. None of that matters for the rest of this routine. Just allow yourself to enjoy some me time. Let's take one more good deep breath here. We'll sigh out that breath. And we'll shift back to the left side. This time we'll move down the leg a little bit into the IT band. And when we say IT band, we really mean IT in quotes. The IT is a really thin band. And we technically need a lot of pressure to let it go. Sometimes more pressure we can get with a lacrosse ball. So just focus on that outer thigh area. And this can be all the way from up into your hip. You can even redo the TFL area if you feel like it needs more attention. Otherwise, a little lower along that outer thigh, the outer quad. Search all the way down to your knee. Feel out what area needs attention. And then experiment with how you're addressing it. Are we rolling? Are we hanging out statically? Are we being progressive through this program, adding just a tiny bit of pressure every time we address a tissue? And are we as passive as we can be in this position? Feel out what muscles you need right now to hold this position, and let everything else get nice and passive. Let's take one more breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. And we'll shift to the right side. If you found a good spot on the left, feel free to start around that same area on the right. And if you don't feel the same stimulus, it doesn't feel the same, feels it needs something different, feel free to keep searching. And once you've settled into that area, again, experiment with how much pressure we're applying, how much we're leaning into that area. And then circle back to your breath. Nice relaxing rhythm of your breath. Directing that air deep into that belly. As you exhale that air, just imagine exhaling any negativity or tension. Challenge yourself to get more passive with each passing breath. Relaxing through your face, your brow, your mouth, your head and neck. Mentally allowing yourself to enjoy the moment and just let go of all that stress. One more breath, and sigh out that breath, and we'll shift into the left side T-spine area. So your thoracic spine extends all along your ribs, and our target is right between your spine and your left ribs, on that family of muscles, those erectors, those rhomboids, those traps. It's all fair game. Feel out what needs attention today. It can be useful to work on your T-spine while you're in an overhead position. It can be useful to roll. It can be useful to hang out still. Just feel out what your body needs. And what your body needs might vary differently than what you see in the video, and that's totally fine. The video is there to help you get started, and your body's there to help dial in what exactly you need today. If you've been working your way through this program for a while, remember to try to stay progressive. Challenge yourself to add a little bit more pressure every time we address the tissue. And as always, working within your pain-free limits. We'll take one more breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. And we'll shift our attention to the right side. If you found a good target area on the left, feel free to start in that same area on the right side. If it doesn't feel like it needs the same attention, feel free to keep searching. Whatever that stimulus looks like here on the right side, just let that be your focus. And again, you can experiment with rolling up and down, side to side, just hanging out still. You can be in an overhead position. These are all options that work. And what's going to work best is going to depend on you. And we'll circle back to your breath, trying to keep that target area synced with your lungs. As you let go of air, imagine letting go of tension through that whole thoracic spine. Mentally go into your happy place. Concentrating on good, controlled, rhythmic, deep breaths. And breathing through the nose if you can. We'll take one more breath here. We'll sigh out that breath. And we'll move into a left side pigeon. Step that left leg forward into an extended lunge. Slowly drop that knee out to the side. And settle into a position where we can target that outer hip and glute on that left side. If you're feeling pain or discomfort in the knee, shuffle your position, find a version of this that allows you to target that hip. Sometimes just changing the angle of your hip or your knee, how deep you're leaning, can change the stimulus. Once you're there, focus on getting passive. Relaxing through that outer hip. And in 10 seconds, we'll gently get active through this left side by attempting to press that left ankle into the floor. Let's go ahead, starting with nice easy tension. Activating through that hip to try to rotate that ankle down. Ramping up tension as we go. Big tension here to finish. 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse. Visualize pulling that ankle up towards your chest to pull yourself deeper into that stretch. Ramping up tension as we go. Big tension here to finish. 3, 2, 1. Big breath out, relax. Nice and passive. Just submit to that position. Mentally turning off all that tension through the hip and through any muscle we don't need. Just let it all go to sleep. Mentally go to your happy place. Let's take one more breath here. We'll sigh out that breath and let's target the right side. So we'll step that right leg forward. Drop that right knee out to your right side to target that outer right hip. And as you're settling in, pay attention to how this is feeling around your knee and hip. As always, pain is a symptom we need to change or stop. So if it hurts, don't do it. Change to a version that your body's okay with. And once you're there, take your attention back to your breathing, getting as passive as you can. As you exhale air, imagine exhaling tension. And in a 10 count, we'll get active through this right side by attempting to rotate your left ankle down into the floor using your hip. And let's go ahead, starting nice and easy. Slowly ramping up tension as we go. Squeezing through the outer hip. Big tension here to finish. 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse. Trying to actively pull your ankle and chest closer together. Using the hip. Ramping up tension as we go. Finishing with the big squeeze here. Last 5, 3, 2, 1. Big breath out, relax, nice and passive. Let all that tension just sift away. Mentally going back to your happy place. Allowing yourself to sink a little deeper into that stretch by turning those muscles off. We'll take one more breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. And we'll transition into some trunk work with some twist and extend. So grab yourself a table or a chair. Hold your hands across one another. You can grab a foam roller in between your knees to keep your hips nice and sturdy. And all we're going to do is turn as far as we can towards your right side and gently tilt your torso up to extend through that thoracic spine. And then we'll repeat through the left side, twisting as far as you can to the left. Gently tilting your chest back, extend through that thoracic spine. Let's keep working our way through this minute. Each rep, try to challenge yourself to get a little further into that end range. A little deeper twist, a little deeper extension. Let's finish with a big squeeze here for this last rep. And we'll sigh out that breath. And we'll transition into a puppy stretch. Let's go back to your mat. Arms out in a bowing position. We want our hips angled pretty much right above your knees here. We'll hit some shoulders here. Our main target is going to be our mid-back. So really concentrate on getting soft through that whole spine. As you exhale, feel your sternum come a little closer to your mat. And with each passing breath, try to get more passive through those shoulders and through that mid-back. And in 10 seconds, we'll gently get active. It's helpful to think of this as thinking about pulling your elbows towards your knees. And Let's go ahead, starting nice and easy. Activating through your abs, attempting to reverse this stretch. Pressing your mid back up towards the sky. Big finish here. Squeeze, squeeze. 3, 2, 1. And let's gently reverse that. Activating through that mid back to try to pull that chest closer to your mat, pulling your neck closer to your mat. Ramping up tension as we go, finishing with a big squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Big breath out, relax, nice and passive. One muscle at a time, just let them all go. Each breath. Relaxing to that mid back, through your shoulders. Relaxing through your hips. Focusing on good quality diaphragmatic breaths. Let's take one more good long breath. Feel that belly fill up with air on the inhale. And let's sigh out all that breath. And we'll call it a day. Thanks for joining us here for some 5-pillar mobility. Hope you enjoyed the routine. Hope your body's feeling nice after that. If you like the routine, please do like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.